Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll continue our discussion about education in Pakistan. Specifically, we are talking about the math education in Pakistan, and once again, I'm really delighted that we have very renowned scientists with us today, including Professor Dr. Muhammad Sajid and Professor Dr. Mehmood. So we are discussing about mathematics. So before this break, we were discussing about something about the STEM education in the world and also in Pakistan and how we can focus and little bit about the history of mathematics. Now we'll discuss more about the practical applications and what are the challenges in Pakistan related to the mathematics. We'll also discuss a bit about the curriculum, about specifically our curriculum in the primary education, secondary education, and also in the higher education. So how we can improve that, if there is a need of an improvement, because we have the experts with us and they are the experts of the field, so definitely they will enlighten us that what improvements are needed in Pakistan so we can make Pakistan a progressive country. So we'll continue the discussion, and my next question is from Professor Muhammad Sajid, and I just wanted to ask about, we'll start the discussion from the curriculum right now. So what do you think curriculum, that's very important for any nation's building. So what do you think about our current curriculum? Because I know that the books, even at the primary stages and even at the secondary stage, they are written by the university professors. So what do you think about our curriculum? Is it right, or is there is a need of any improvement, or is there is a need, curriculum is fine and there is only need to improve the methods of teaching? So what do you think about this issue?
The problem you are highlighting is multidimensional. So the books at school level, I initially started from the school level, particularly the books on mathematics and you can say the science or physics books. So the available books that are written by the Pakistani authors needs a lot of improvement, in my opinion, because there are some obvious mistakes in those books as well. But in my opinion, there are very good books available, foreign books available for the mathematics particularly and science subjects as well. So if we utilize those books and if we want to adopt them in our circumstances, so we can change a little bit of that according to our society. But the major concept and the major idea of the scientific and mathematical books written in the foreign books is very good. So they develop the understanding of the mathematics and interest in the mathematics and particularly in the sciences for the students. Unfortunately, the books written by the Pakistani authors, they just make them not the critical thinkers. They are just making them some calculators, so they can be able to perform calculations, but they are not critically thinking. So if something or some question that is coming out of the syllabus or out of the book, they don't understand now how to attack that or how to solve that question.
Right.
So this is very important that we need unfortunately at the level of the Pakistan Book Foundation or where they hire the people for writing the books, because some of the people, those are writing books for the school level, I know them personally. So even they don't get some proofreading from a good person. Right. So the team may need to be modified so that good books may be available for the school kids. And even at the university level, now we are using for different subjects of mathematics, the foreign books in our curricula. So at the university level, it is the situation is much better from the school and the college level. So up to FSC, we need to modify the books, because if we go on with the existing books, so they will not give some fruitful output. And the other thing is that in Pakistan, people are studying only for getting some job in the market.
Right.
So they are not studying for the purpose of understanding some subject. So
Mhm.
this is a major. Now the jobs are very, the number of jobs are very limited
Right.
in the different areas. So there's a process, we say it's a gatekeeping process. So gatekeeping process that the government will assess that how many engineers, how many doctors, or how many subject experts in different areas we are needed in our country, or we can send them abroad for higher studies or for the job. So this analysis is need of the time, because otherwise this will create the situation it is created now. If we see in our universities in Pakistan, so we are lacking admissions because the people, those who are not getting some job after getting their 16 years or 18-year education, so they and parents and as well as the society, so they are disappointed from this sort of education. So that is one of the major reason of the short input in the universities.
So I have like a very similar question what you have just discussed. So one thing is like, are you satisfied with the students who are coming with their FSC to the university? They have the enough understanding of mathematics or not? So that's one of the things that I would like to discuss. Another very important thing that you just have highlighted is the like the collaboration between the industry and academia. So what kind of collaboration is existing? So that's like we'll discuss in more detail, because that's very important for the success of any like subject, and also for the economic growth of any country. So the initial part, if Dr. Nayyab, you would like to like discuss a bit, like you are since long you are in the university. So what do you think? Are you satisfied with the students with their background understanding about mathematics?
Somehow not, because of our education system, they have not very good concepts, because mathematics requires some more consistency and more efforts to understand, so that they can understand fully the basic concepts of mathematics. And that's why when they came after FSC, actually why we are talking about FSC, not talking about A level, because FSC is our own product. Like, that's why we should first talk about it. That's why I'm using this terminology. And after doing the FSC, most of the students are not having very good concepts, so that we will have to make some extra effort to bring them up to that level. And this is because of first of all our education system and a traditional way of teaching, and as well as the curriculum has designed in that way.
Right.
So they have become they basically they have the student have been focusing how to get marks,
Right.
instead of understanding what is mathematics or any other subject. That is also a very big problem in our education system.
Right.
So we will have, as the Professor Sajid said, that we will have to like rewrite or upgrade our curriculum, and even the curriculum will give us a style, like a very professional way, the way of a real education system, so that we can upgrade it and we make a very good students to perform excellent in university level.
Thank you very much for elaborating it. Actually, the other thing that we were just discussing about the collaboration between academia and industry. So, you know, in almost all the developed countries, I've been there, there is a very strong collaboration between academia and industry. In almost all the industrial problems, they are coming to the universities, so they could solve it. And especially if we talk even about the mathematics, there is also very strong connections between so many industries, and they are seeking the help from the academia. So what do you think, what kind of collaboration is existing in Pakistan, and how we can, I know about like the other subjects because I have like some understanding if we talk about the biology or if you talk about some engineering projects, but not about the mathematics. So the listener, they will be very happy to know that what kind of collaboration is existing in Pakistan. And especially, you were talking about the budget issues. Definitely, we have to pour more money in education. If we talk about like the research and development budget of Pakistan, that's very meager as compared to so many. To give you an example, for example, the research and development budget of US is over 750 billion US dollars. That's even more than the total GDP of Pakistan. So and how much we are spending on research and development, that is just a fraction. So in order to get more funding, one of the very strong way is the collaboration with the industry. And if we talk about, for example, US budget, then almost half of that is contributed from the industry. So what kind of this is like very important topic, and I think we should discuss a bit more that what kind of collaboration is existing. Are you doing some collaborative project between the industry, or is industry really contributing economically in the field of mathematics or relevant subjects?
So there is a misconception about mathematics in the market as well. So the misconception is that people think, even the people who are running the industry, they think that the graduate of mathematics they have some very few opportunities, like they can go for teaching in the school, college or university level, or they can go in some banks, and they have very limited opportunities for job. So this misconception leads toward this lack of interaction between the academia, particularly between the mathematics and the industry, because the industry thinks that a graduate or department of mathematics have nothing to do with the industry. So they are mostly collaborating with like the pharmaceutical industry collaborates with the chemistry graduates or the biotechnology or people like that. But they are not interested in the collaborating or indulging the mathematics people with them. So this is a main misconception that is available, because the basic reason is that from the school and college level, we have developed the concept that mathematics is something very boring or very difficult subject, and it does not have anything to do with the biology or chemistry. However, all the theoretical developments in the biology and chemistry, their scientific theories are the theories based on the mathematical principles. But this lack of understanding will not provide any bridge between the industry and the mathematics people in Pakistan particularly. So that is why at the moment I cannot see any major project from the industry towards some mathematics department in the university, particularly in the capital of Pakistan, where I have interaction with the very good departments of mathematics at different universities. So this is the practical situation at the moment.
So I think there is some, we are having very hard kind of discussion. So let's lighten up the things. So my question to Dr. Nahir is, normally we think that girls, they mostly go in medical sciences or in biology, and boys mostly go in mathematics or engineering side. So what is the current trend? Is the same trend is prevailing right now, or there is some change? And why girls mostly prefer to go in biology rather mathematics?
Right now, I think the situation is different. Like in our, for example, in our university, we have 5 to 6 times more girls than boys. Like we have a very good number of students in mathematics department in female side, but we have very less number of students in mathematics. But nowadays, the things are changed, and now girls are also involved in mathematics and physics, and they are performing very well, and it is very good and for our society to for their involvement in mathematics and the subject like in the past most of the girls were to go to biology because of their most it happened because they wanted to become doctor, MBBS doctor,
Right.
and those who left though because they have done FSc in medical, so they went chemistry or bio or other, and they have no choice to go to mathematics and other areas. Since now the girls wants to go in engineering or computer science, so they are also doing FSc, and FSc also give them a chance to go towards mathematics, like in pre-engineering career. That's I think that is the point. This is
Okay. So another thing is like in most of our discussion when we talk to the common people, the very common question is from them is what are the application of algebra? So they are afraid from the mathematics is only because of algebra. So what do you think? So even myself, I still don't know what are the application of algebra. So can you explain it why people are afraid from algebra and what are the applications so they could like have the understanding algebra have the applications in many fields. I don't know what are the applications, but you can explain it.
okay. Of course, I mean in every system, even we are talking in this microphone, and this microphone is converting our voice into digital signals, and these signals are written in 0, 1, and then they are transmitted again to some other language, and there are some electronics equipment, they are accepting this signal,
Right.
and this all is mathematics. And basically you are talking about algebra. Basically when we are talking about algebra give us some tools, for example addition, subtraction.
Right.
I'm talking in basic level. If you want to solve that, mean x minus 7 equal to 0, if you know the additive inverse of minus 7 is 7, you add 7 on both sides and get the value x is equal to 7. This is like use of algebra. Basically algebra give us tool to solve many problems. And of course you know our navigation system, our all radar system, our latest technologies like machine learning, even there is some similarity measures that can measure distance between images, you know, image recognition system, and these are similarly linguistic similarity measures can tell you about if you are catching some similarity index, plagiarism. You know, these are all involved some distances and which are calculated in mathematics. And basically the most powerful method in machine learning, k-means and other are also basically based on Euclidean distances.
Right.
And these are the mathematics totally involved in linear algebra. When you're talking, yes, I'm moving my hand, this is moved by some angle, and my mind know which angle is this. And if it's not working well, I cannot pick up this phone because it will go somewhere else.
Right.
So the mathematics is involved in everywhere. But the problem is we will have to reach at that level.
Right.
After that, we will be able to understand how it works. And what about basic mathematics? You know, laymen are calculating money and this is
Definitely. So that's actually one of the things that I would like to ask, because mostly I don't know. For example, if I'm doing the FSc pre-medical, then I mostly study the algebra and kind of things which for me don't have a lot of application. So for me, like if I if I would talk about the financial mathematics, then that's actually very much important that I know the finances. I could do the calculation, which is more practical applications. What do you think? Where we should start the financial mathematics in Pakistan? Because that's actually we should do the calculation. Should do everything very easily, and that has more practical applications as well.
Of course, we have some graduates in financial mathematics from School of Mathematical Sciences. They have performed degrees in financial, PhD degrees in financial mathematics. Basically, financial mathematics is not so simple.
Right.
As you are saying, you can do for your own office the calculation, you can compute profit and this. When you are talking about some big businesses or industries, and they involve some very complicated functions and very complicated theories like optimization theory,
right,
which involves very rigorous mathematics. Even after using that mathematics and that equations, we can choose a right number of employees, right number of vehicles, right number of everything what you want to get optimum output.
Wow, that's interesting.
Very accurate. And in the foreign countries, mathematicians are involved doing in this level of the work. Okay. Even in Pakistan, recently I have visited Namal Miyawali, and I was a jury there for the BS thesis, and I came across with a number of students working on this type of the equations.
Right.
That were like totally they get some old models of internationally well recognized industries, and they perform their own calculation, and after that they have compared their result with them, and even this is the basically this involves linkage between industries and mathematics. Right. Financial mathematics is very powerful, not so simple, but very accurate.
Right. So, Professor Sajid, what do you think? Like in this area, like what is your perspective? And I also would like to know that which countries are really advanced now in mathematics. So if some like researchers would like to continue his or her education in mathematics, so what do you think that these are the countries they should prefer to go there if they really want to excel in mathematics? And also your perspective on financial mathematics, because I think Pakistan's many of the problems we can solve, like the financial issues, if we have a good grip on financial mathematics. So your perspective on that, and also which countries are really performing well?
First of all, I like to add a few words on your initial question from Dr. Nair on the algebra. So there is an important part of algebra known as the Boolean algebra, which is extensively used in the development of the modern computers and all the electronics. Wow. So it has a direct application in the development of the computers and electronics. But the problem is that the people want to see that I just write an equation and you can see some application coming out of it straight away. So it's not like that. Similarly, the financial mathematics, we are saying, like Dr. Nair pointed out about the optimization theory. Then there is a subject known as operation research. So people are doing some research, but in Pakistan at the university level, at the student perspective, they are doing research just for securing their degrees or things like that. So because there is no industrial linkages is there, so the optimization technique is a best tool, can be utilized for the decision making, for a production unit or things like that. But unfortunately, that is not done. They are using the traditional ways of getting the output. Otherwise, if they can hire a good mathematician, they can give them some opinion that utilizing the minimum resources, how they can maximize their output.
Right.
So this can be predicted in a very simpler using the theories of mathematics.
Right.
But unfortunately, we are not using them. The other question you are asking about that what countries are better in mathematics. So if I talk about the perspective of Europe, so in my opinion, Germany is more advanced in mathematics when we compare it with the other countries, European countries.
Right.
Then America is good, and the Russian mathematicians are very good. So because they are not much integrated with the other parts of the you can say with other countries, but in their own environment they are doing very good mathematics. But at the moment, if I want to suggest somebody to go in some university, so my first choice will be Germany.
Okay.
So there are very good professors. There are very famous mathematicians in the past are from Germany, from the German universities.
Mm-hmm.
So Germany is a good place for mathematics these days.
And they also have a free education. So if like researchers would like to go there, I think that should be one of the preferred country, because you can have the free education there, and the research is also very good. So if I talk about, like, I'm being a biologist, I know that there are many centers in Pakistan. They are really good in biology, especially in Punjab University. I know Center for Excellence is there. In Karachi University there is ICCPS, and Agahan University laboratories, they are also good. So if we talk about mathematics, so what do you think? What centers in Pakistan, they are really performing outclass as compared to other, and they are doing world class research in Pakistan?
There are very few, you can say, for example, the School of Mathematical Sciences is one of them. So they have developed a very good human resource in those areas which are not very familiar in Pakistan, because initially in Pakistan people are doing mathematics in very specified 3-4 areas.
Right.
But the School of Mathematical Sciences brought some supervisors or teachers from Europe,
Right.
And they taught here new areas in mathematics. So the human resource they developed is now spread all over Pakistan in different universities, and they are doing some mathematics in the new areas as well. So this is the one institute that has contributed in a very good way. There is a thought of making an institute of mathematical sciences in Islamabad as well, and some discussions have taken place at the Pakistan Academy of Sciences level, and I was part of those discussions, but they are not at the moment they are just paperwork is there, and they are heading towards launching an institute of mathematical sciences in Islamabad, but it will take some time, because the work is not at that stage that we can say that it will be coming into play in a near future. So there is a new need of time to develop some mathematical institutes, particularly in the context of interdisciplinary research, because mathematics is a very vital subject. And if I am thinking that when I discuss with some university teachers, particularly in the social sciences and even in the sciences like biology and things, so they have their concept of mathematics is not that good.
Right.
So they just think that what they have studied at their metric at FSC level, mathematics is all about that. And if we talk, and sometimes I came across the question that what kind of research you are doing in mathematics. So mathematics has very broad perspective. So we can also see that we have to see mathematics as a broader subject. Unfortunately, that has not been done. So there is a need to educate the scientific community that without good mathematics, you cannot do good research.
Okay. So one of the discussion that we have done is more about academia industry linkage. Another very important thing that is in most of the countries is the linkage between the policymakers and the educators or the professors. So I know in so many other countries, I can like give the name of so many countries in which, because being part of like different forums, so we have the discussion that these countries they rely a lot of on the advice from the researchers and professors. So if we talk like about a Pakistani perspective, so in Pakistan, do you think there is enough like advice from the professors or researchers in area of mathematics to the policymakers? Because one thing we have discussed today is like math is involved in everywhere, and there is like whatever you talk about, either you talk about computer sciences, astronomy, or AI, or whatever, data science, whatever. So math is there. So there should be like more advice from the mathematicians to the policymakers and to the government. So you are also part, you have just mentioned that you are part of Pakistan Academy of Sciences. So is there is like advice to the government from Pakistan Academy of Sciences from in specifically in area of mathematics? Just like you have mentioned that there is also need of one big centers in Islamabad about just like the School of Mathematics has performed very well, and that is based in Lahore. So there is a need of such institution in Islamabad. So if we talk about like these things, so what do you think where we are standing in Pakistan?
In my opinion, to develop good mathematics in Pakistan, we need good teachers of mathematics.
Right.
For that, I have an idea that we should train a good number of people in mathematics,
Right.
trained by some good professors. They are available in Pakistan. So those trained lot will be sent to colleges, different colleges, and newly universities, so that they can develop the human resource.
Right.
And this process will take roughly 20 to 25 years, so that we can be on a road that can go towards the development.
So if there is a quick way, 2025 is a long time, and the pace of progress in the present era is so fast. So.
But unfortunately, the human resource, the is not equipped with those, and so we need to equip them with the modern trends in mathematics. So that needs a new generation to be trained. Already trained generations don't like to be shifted much what they are doing. They are just carrying doing. Because we have seen a shift 20 years back from in the research. With the start of the HEC, we have got a shift, and our focus is shifted towards the research.
Right.
So we have produced a lot of number of research papers, very good and papers, but the thinking of the teaching community shifted from their focus shifted from the teaching towards research. So they have less interested in teaching advanced level courses. So they are spending much of their time on producing their research or research papers, or focusing on their research students and things like that. So in my opinion, there is a need to shift the focus back towards the teaching at the moment, because the teaching is much important than the research which we are doing these days. So there is a need to shift that focus so that we can develop good human resource for the future of Pakistan.
Okay, great. So other thing that I would like to know from both of you is like what are the recent advancements of mathematics in, especially you can talk about your own areas, and it will be really nice if you talk about in terms of practical application, because the listeners they will more understand not the mathematics as such, but the application. So what are the recent applications of mathematics in different fields, especially you just like give some idea that they are being used in AI, in data science, and many other things. So you are being the expert, so can you give some like idea about the advancements? Dr. Nair, if you could start.
Sure. Basically, mathematics is involved in very advanced level of subjects. Like as I already said, machine learning and AI are one of them. In spite of that, we have also involved in your field biology, like spread of diseases, SIR models, mathematical models, their optimum control strategies, we can make some mathematical equations
Right.
that can give you, if you know the ratio of spreading of some viruses, you can put that ratio into our simulation that will give you after how many days you would be able to control the disease.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yes, and there are other many, as I said you, that it is as much involved as in the love story of Laila and Majnun. Like we can now express our feelings in terms of mathematics, and which is of course great achievement.
Right.
And also, with interaction with other subjects like chemistry, we can also transform the chemical processes into mathematical equations and simulate them and get some almost exactly the same expected results.
Right.
So mathematics is involved in almost all.
Believe me, after like your discussion, I'm just loving it. So I have like a very good idea now about the mathematics, because mathematics is involved everywhere. So like talk about biology, and if the winter is coming, if you talk about flu, so you can have like how much flu can spread, how many people should be vaccinated, the poor immunity guys, they should get the vaccination, how many people should get the vaccination, and so on. So whatever you do, even like I think if you want to really improve Pakistan, you should hire some good mathematicians, and they can give the directions that like so many people should be engaged in this field. And just like you have mentioned that if you have to improve the performance of any organization, you can do the calculation that these many people should be there in this discipline, in HR, in other subject, in supply chain, and you can have a better performance. So I think Pakistan really needs some good mathematicians to do the improvement. So Professor Sajid, what do you think?
I want to add from the application point of view that there is a theory that developed in 1905, the Bond-Layer theory, particularly for the fluid mechanics.
Right.
So that Bond-Layer theory is widely used in the aeronautics, so the development of the airplanes, their shape, to control the Bond-Layer, because the air resistance is there when the plane is flying.
Right.
So that theory helped. So even now, the shapes of their wings, and that all will be provided by the mathematicians. They solve the equations and they provide the optimal solution that how they can reduce the air resistance for a plane to fly. So even for the submarines and missiles, because they are all moving in some fluid like air or water. So the design of such things are based on the mathematical equations and mathematical theories. So the mathematicians are providing them the optimal numbers so that they can develop highly qualified planes and things like that.
So what about we are now living in era of AI. So what do you think? What is the role of mathematics in AI, and how long it will go? Because every day we are seeing new things coming up. ChatGPT is there, and many upgraded versions are there. You just initially, like in my university days, it was very hard for us to make any presentation, like if you have to prepare the PPT, the PowerPoint presentation. Now you can just in a click you can make a whole presentation. So like this is just one example. You just like give a script and you can make the movies from there. So the advancements, and what is the role of mathematics in this, and where we are heading?
So for the motivation of the students who are studying in mathematics, that the mathematics is the backbone of AI, in my opinion. So recently my daughter completed her BS in computer science, and she was interested in going into AI, and she got admission in MSCI. So when I asked her about her class fellows, so he said that majority of the students who got admission in MSAI, they are from the mathematics background and they have done their bachelor's in mathematics.
Right.
But now they are doing their master's and advanced level degree in the artificial intelligence, even in data science and machine learning. So the scope of the good mathematics graduate in the computer science, artificial intelligence, data science, and machine learning is more than the people who are trained in computer science. So a mathematician, trained mathematician, is good in comparison to the trained computer scientist for the AI, data science, and machine learning.
Wow, that's amazing. So I think now we wrap up the discussion. It was really lovely listening to you and your opinion on different areas, different subjects, and so on. So at the end, we would like to have your message for our listeners. So I start with Professor Nair. So what is your message, especially if we talk about the mathematics? So what is your opinion? How we can have more mathematicians in Pakistan? How we can develop the interest? So what do you think about this?
I want to say one sentence: play with mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you play with mathematics, you will enjoy.
Right.
When you take it as a subject,
Mm-hmm.
it will give you some tough time.
Okay.
But as you know, in the history of any developed country, you can see, you can find out via Google or whatever. Mathematics has helped them a lot.
Right.
In the development of engineering, sciences, economy, and even medical sciences.
Right.
So mathematics is like backbone of, as you said, the mother of our subject, and we should emphasize our school teachers community, college teacher community, as well as university level teachers to play with mathematics, like make the student's concept very clear, using some examples, like performing some tasks, so that there must be some interest and to perform in mathematics very well. And my message is play with mathematics.
And one thing I just remember that somebody told me that you have made is it mathematics report or chat board?
Chat board, yes. Okay. I have made a chat board. Actually, I'm also making some working on some research in as I said, that there are some K-mean to clustering, data clustering, and data clustering is most important in machine learning. And I'm also working to develop new techniques in this. I also made a chat board for interest of student. I give them to that board to student, and they are enjoying asking some question and getting some answer. And this is also very interested for the student.
Okay, so is somebody else also made in Pakistan this kind of chatbot, or this?
Yes, I think there are some BioBuddy, and there are many names.
In mathematics?
I don't think so. I did not.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so listener, you can also have the link from Professor Dr. Mehmood, and you can enjoy. You can ask. So somebody told me that I haven't tried it, but somebody told me you can ask any math question,
yes,
and it can solve in seconds. So
yes, it can give you almost accurate answer because it's based on AI based. And
thank you. Great. So Professor Sajid.
My message is for the students who are learning science or mathematics particularly. So unfortunately these days when we are teaching to the students, we feel that they are not focusing on the understanding the subject, but they are rather more focusing on how to get marks and things like that. So my message is that focus on understanding the subject. And for the concluding remarks, I want to repeat the quote of Professor Dr. Abdul Salam, that the scientific thought is the common heritage of the mankind.
So thank you very much, Professor Sajid and Dr. Mehmood for joining us today. If I could wrap up the discussion, so after the news we mainly discussed about curriculum in Pakistan, and both of the professors they mentioned that we have to improve, especially for our primary education, secondary education, because at the university level we are mainly like having the curriculum that is of international standards. The book are those which are being taught in all the universities around the world. But in Pakistan, we have to, especially we have to improve our curriculum at the primary and secondary level. So, and the focus should be that it shouldn't only like you can calculate the things. The focus should be on the problem solving. So they can think about the problem, they could solve the problem. So that's very important. Other discussion that we have today is like there is a huge gap between academia and industry, and it's mainly because people don't have understanding about the mathematics. They just think that mathematics are just the equations and the calculation, but mathematics has the application. And I was truly amazed to listen like the mathematics has application in all fields of the life. So mathematics is a very vast subject, and there is a great need in Pakistan that industries from all the sectors, from the communication sector, telecommunication sectors, from the medicines, from chemistry, from biology, especially the important discussion was in the social sciences. So all field of social sciences, they have the applications in mathematics. So mathematical sciences can solve the social issues. So they can also like seek help from our experts. So there is this gap should be like reduced to much level, and there should be more funding in area of mathematics. He also discussed that we are also going to start another Institute of Mathematics in Islamabad. Hopefully it will be established very soon. And another thing that is also very important is interdisciplinary research, which is also very much lacking. And people think that mathematics is a very dry subject and it should be at the side. It's not like that. So they also like seek help from the mathematicians in all the field, like in chemistry, in biology, in computer sciences, in data sciences, everywhere mathematics is there. So with this, all this discussion and the message was also very clear, and I really enjoyed the message from both of you. Dr. Nayyar mentioned that you should play with mathematics and you will love it. And Dr. Sajid, he also had like we should try to understand the mathematics, and this is how you will develop interest in this subject and will love it. So with this, I'm really once again thankful to both the professors. They could spare time in very short notice, and they could join us in the studio. And hopefully, like with your questions, you can also write us questions in the chat sections. And we will also would like to invite them in our future programs and we'll discuss more about the mathematics. Thank you once again.